let's talk about renovations. I know, I think you've got a renovation underway at the moment, and in 14 you had some massive renovations. Talk to us about how you use Holganix into the renovation process and how it helps you.
Right. Well, the biggest part was when we started seeing the results from the 2014 renovation on what I was telling you when we started calling it charging the soils. We saw the benefits on the first 3 or 4 holes that we did. It was the 5th renovation that I've done. I rebuilt the Champ at PGA National, which is where they have the Haunted Classic in 2003. So I knew what to expect. From time to time, I've built golf courses over the last 30 years. But when we saw the difference in the application on number 1 and number 6 were our first 2 holes that we regrassed at the old course, and we started seeing the benefits and how quick it was growing in the Celebration. We all knew that Celebration at the time was a very aggressive turf variety. But I was looking at other ones and apples to apples. There were 3 or 4 other golf courses around us that were all started at the same time, and we were planting 3 or 4 holes at the same time. And I had a couple of the general managers from a couple local clubs that I won't name that were working at the same time, and they kept coming over every week to see where we were compared to where their clubs were at. And we saw the benefits from the Holganix as it started. It was filling in so fast. It was, like I had said before, we were mowing 1/2 inch in 10 days.
Wow.
And then that is kind of where we figured out the key was of what we were doing with the Holganix then we started putting the next couple holes were 2, 5, 4, and 3. And we actually went out and put the fertility out, and then we put the Holganix out prior to, so that when the sprigs actually hit, I'll never forget. I mowed in 7 days, number 2 fairway, the first pass down in 7 days. And still have pictures of it today, but and we were throwing grass probably 5 or 6 feet out in front of the mowers. So that's how we're using it, as in when I tell you charging the soils. So we did the same thing on the other side. This last year, we rebuilt the new course, completely redesigned, new irrigation, new greens, everything. And we planted it with the Latitude and the Ultra Sunday Dwarf on the greens. And we did the same thing. So prior to actually planting the golf course, we would go in and make our rates. And we fertigated everything that we did. The first golf course in 2014, we sprayed everything. And then with the new renovations, as superintendents, we all know that most of us we're busy enough, our people are busy enough. When you're making a wall-to-wall application, it's a lot easier to fertigate if you have the ability to fertigate. So what we did, we actually would turn off the other holes, fertigate the 3 or 4 holes that we were actually going to plant prior to, and put the fertigation all out through fertigation. So
you ran the Holganix out through the fertigation.
That's what we do now. We don't. Simplicity for us is important, just because we're all busy enough as it is. Around the clubhouse, the applications are done with backpacks, and/or spray rig on the front lawns, the clubhouses. But other than that, everything in golf, we have 250 acres of maintained golf course that are all fertigated with Holganix.
Yeah.
So,
how many holes is that?
We have 36 holes, 2 driving ranges, 2 clubhouses, because they're separate facilities.
Right.
So everything we do, we have the simplicity of doing it. We're in Boca. We have high expectations. Our golf courses are, they expect them to be what they pay for. And, the Holganix for us in the renovation is just part of the renovation from now on and forever that I will do, in charging soils and making it as healthy as we can. So anybody that has built a golf course or that has sprigged a yard, knows how important it is that, the ones that are 3 or 4 inches long, the sprigs are normally going to survive, but the key is to not losing the one that's a 1/4 inch long that gets cut in and just has one tiny leaf, of it being able to get enough nutrition to actually start growing and fill in the small voids is where the difference is in planting a golf course, opening it. Both golf courses, one opened 6 weeks early, the other one opened 8 weeks early. So,
wow.
I can attribute a lot of what we do with our plan and charging soils and having it ready to go to our Holganix applications, for sure.
Neat. Well, thanks for sharing that, Shannon.